just realised nobody can sit down, but there were rooms around half morning.
Can you see us now? Can you see us now?
No, it's half, Kev. That's kind of pantomime then.
That was good, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's good. It was very nice. How are you two?
Dominic.
Well, very well, yeah. Very well. It's been lovely to be in Brussels.
You've been here for about a week, haven't you?
Yeah, because Billy and I did our convention in Liverpool the weekend before, so instead of going all the way back to the States, Billy went to London to do a little bit of work. Myself, Elijah and Sean came to Brussels. So we've been exploring Brussels, which has been lovely.
Any highlights? Anything you recommend?
Lovely food. Any highlights?
Anything you remember after the bit?
There's a couple of things that I probably am not able to talk about in front of an audience.
Don't worry, it won't go on the internet.
But we did have dinner last night with Andy Serkis and his wife, so it was 5 Hobbits and Andy's wife, and that was like 4
That's the next film, isn't it?
Yeah.
5 Hobbits and Andy's wife.
Yeah, I think it was like a 4-hour, 5-hour dinner, something like that.
It was lovely. And then yesterday afternoon, Dom promised me mussels and fries, but he let me down.
So, we're going to do it tomorrow night instead.
Good.
Miller's Street.
That's all out of Wall Street.
That's what I want.
Yeah, well, I had a good one last time I was here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to remember where it was, but I'll tell you.
Lovely, let us know. Good.
Yeah, have you, I'm assuming you've been to Belgium before?
Yeah, I've been to Belgium a few times, Ghent, here, and lovely. You know what I like? I like European streets where you sit and have a coffee and you look and it's lovely. And just the buildings and all that. I kind of miss that being in America.
Yeah.
Just how beautiful it is.
Yeah. Billy and I and Elijah had lunch with Sean yesterday, and then Sean took an Uber and we walked home, which was kind of like a 20-minute, half-hour walk, and we kept saying, Europe. Like, look how incredible Europe is, like Billy said. Streets and street art and cobbled stones, and you don't get that in the United States.
It's all purpose built though, isn't it?
Cancel the culture over there.
Yeah. Are you shut up, I like to carry on. Are you permanently in the States, both of you, or are you bounced?
Well, right now I'm in Brussels, but yeah, no, we both live in America. We perch, let's perch, come on, let's perch.
It's actually not very comfy.
You look like you're doing a 90s cover album shot.
Yeah, you can do that. Oh, we're going to flip backwards if we do that.
I'll keep you safe, don't you worry, John, I'll keep you safe.
Okay.
I can't wait
How's that feel?
Good.
The insurance that comes out of this.
You look very comfortable, actually.
Oh God, don't get up.
I won't get up, don't you worry.
Yeah, you guys do a lot of these together, don't you? Like conventions and stuff.
We hadn't done any together until 2 years ago. The films came out like 25 years ago, and we'd never done a show together.
Really?
And then somebody in America said, why don't we get the 4 Hobbits? And then we have been doing them since, and it's much more fun.
Is it just like a school reunion? Is it?
Pretty much, yeah.
I can't imagine, we were saying last night, I can't imagine doing it without the guys now, because you get to spend lunch and dinner with each other and just, make it much more enjoyable. Obviously conventions are enjoyable anyway, but they're way more enjoyable when you're having a nice time with your friends and travelling together.
So you've all stayed close from the looks of things.
Yeah, very close, yeah.
Which is incredible, like, to say. I mean, how many years of your life are you filming?
Just around about, how long did you film for?
Yeah.
Well, it was like 16 months, wasn't it, filming, but then we went back every year for 3 years to do extra stuff. But we've known each other now for around about 25 years, which ages us dramatically.
And they both look incredible.
Oh, well, we're on a lot of medications. Don't get up!
No, I won't get up.
That's a load bearing home.
Yeah.
Do you remember meeting each other for the first time?
Yeah.
Did you?
Dom came a little later than me because he was finishing a job in Europe, and I was already in New Zealand, and obviously I was waiting for Mary to arrive, and I heard he had landed. He was in the costume department trying on his costume, so I went up and watched him do that for a while. We said hello, and then we went out to a pub and played some pool. had a beer and thought, yeah, this feels like it's going to be easy.
That's great. So you just got on straight away?
Yeah, very Hobbity, very Hobbity. I mean, Billy and I are both British, Billy's Scottish, I'm English, but, you know, understanding that kind of British culture means that you kind of have gone to the pub quite a lot with groups of friends, and you know that banter. So we had a kind of shorthand with each other very quickly, but we just kind of had very similar senses of humour, made each other laugh a lot, and same taste in music, same taste in films, same taste in a lot of things, which we also shared with Elijah and Sean and Orlando. So, I mean, everyone talks about the casting of those films in terms of the roles, but the casting of those films in terms of the camaraderie and friendship between the group is something that can't be underestimated, because we all really cared for each other and wanted each other to do great work and be okay, and I think that really transfers over to the film.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so there wasn't any screen test together to check the chemistry or anything?
No, we didn't do that. We were doing some kind of camera test when we got to New Zealand, weren't we, with scale doubles, you know, the people that played us when you're kind of small Hobbit size, and then we did some stuff before us in our costumes just to see how we kind of looked on camera, but I don't necessarily, unless we did something really terrible, I don't think it was to see if we worked on it by that point. We'd already been cast. I think we did some stuff with Ian, didn't we? And some stuff with...
Yeah, we did a little bit in the bar to see how the bar would work, because obviously with us supposed to be under 4 foot tall, but the bar had to be huge, so we did a lot of stuff like that, didn't we? Yeah.
I mean, it's incredible. Like now, everyone knows Lord of the Rings. Like, I think it's the most memed film of all time.
Is that right?
I think so. It's definitely up there.
That's a lovely claim to fame.
But like yeah, I mean, of all things, but like the cultural impact that every generation picks the films back up and makes it their own is an absolute testament to one, the story, the acting, but like the fact that it stood the test of time and all the effects and everything, it's absolutely incredible. Like, did you guys, when you walked onto that set, could you imagine how it would look at the other end? Because it was so revolutionary at the time.
Yeah, but you kind of know that you're working with someone who is extremely capable and knows what they're doing. And Pete was very passionate about trying to explain to us what we were seeing if it wasn't in fact in front of us. So certainly, you know, the Moria set was stunning. There were dead goblins and there were, you know, helmets that had been cracked in half and axes and cobwebs and all that kind of stuff. They were there, but then Pete would come in and say, right, okay, so you've seen all this, but then, you know, the cave troll's going to come through this door and it's going to be this tall and it's going to be stocky like this and drooling, and Pete would pretend to be the cave troll, you know, like walking and stuff. So he was very kind of passionate to try and get that across to us. But I think it's really difficult for anyone, maybe outside of Pete, to really make that jump into Pete's mind, because even I mean, obviously the Balrog is just an incredible creature, but even just the cave troll is just an extraordinary idea for Pete, you know. I love the fact that, because I have a little bit of sympathy for the cave troll, he doesn't really know what he's doing, he's being forced, go and kill those people, and he doesn't seem to have any real strong feelings about whether we're good or bad. He's just been told by his bosses, get in there and do your job. So, whereas with the Balrog, it's like clear that like it has an agenda. With the cave troll, I'm like,
Gets me every time.
You were talking about how there was like real props that you did interact with. My favourite question to ask all the guests is there anything you got to keep from the set? Or if you could keep anything?
We, everyone when we finished had a bit of a party, and they had like a, you know, a blooper reel and everybody was there. Pete gave a speech and he gave some gifts. So everyone got something. I got my final clapperboard and the back of my chair that said Pippin and my sword from Gondor. So you got a few things, you know.
What's the one thing you wouldn't miss from the shoot? Because I heard you had awful, did you have prosthetics on your feet and stuff?
Yeah, Hobbits were kind of in first and out last generally, because they weren't as up to speed as they were on The Hobbit. We heard on The Hobbit that they had kind of perfected the feat a little bit more. So I think it took just under an hour to get into the feat on The Hobbit. For us, certainly to start the shoot, it could be close to an hour and a half, 2 hours sometimes even more if there was a problem with your feet. So that's feet, then wig, then ears, then makeup and costume. So I think we were probably caught 3-4 hours earlier than our call. So it was not uncommon for the Hobbits to be picked up at 5:05, 5:10, 5 a.m. for 6 days a week for months at a time. So I think I wouldn't necessarily miss that too much. And then obviously when we wrap, you're not just getting out of your costume and saying bye, you're getting out of your costume, going into feet, having them take off your feet, which can take 25 minutes, half an hour. Ears come off very gently. The wig, which is one of the few things that they would use over and over again, was extremely delicate, and that would take a long time to come off. And if you nicked yourself, you know, like a little minor cut that maybe you didn't notice around your hairline or around your feet, we're taking it all off with alcohol. So they put alcohol on my cut, what's that? So I don't think I'd miss those things.
Yes, but I mean, you talk about like the mix and stuff. That's from all accounts, like that was one of the films where like you're properly in the light. Like, it must have been tough going at times. Was there like hard days?
It was more that they were really long. Obviously, a lot of people did get hurt. You know, mainly stuntmen, but you know, Vigo broke his tooth and broke his toe, and Orlando cracked a rib.
Wait, Orlando cracked a rib?
Yeah, he still talks about it.
You're just looking back now every day. Hey mate! Oh yeah. Did you get any injuries?
I broke my pinky.
Did you?
Yeah.
How'd you do that?
Surfing. I went and grabbed the surfboard.
The famous surf scene that was cut there.
And there's a hole in the back of the surfboard, my finger was in it, and then a wave came and I broke it. And it was during Moria. And so the doctor put this huge splint on my finger and said, if you don't wear this, you'll always have a bent finger. And I was like, well, I can't wear it, I'm supposed to be a Hobbit. So the amazing people at Weta made a splint that looked like my pinky, and I just put it over the top of my pinky. So in Moria, you'll notice I always have a straight pinky, because I couldn't bend it, it was a split.
Everyone is going home tonight.
We just thought we were being very posh.
Oh, a cave drop!
Yeah.
Did you get any injuries?
No, I just had my heart broken a few times. Nice that one.
Yeah, well, there.
It's a very beautiful woman in New Zealand, you know, so. No, I was alright. I got a very dangerous splinter in my foot, which I don't like to talk about. It wasn't really. But that was a heavy night.
Did you pull it out yourself? Or?
No, that was taken out by a professional because it was really quite deep, wasn't it? And
You were an absolute warrior.
yeah, it was tough.
I was very proud of you.
Another thing that I don't like to make a fuss over is I was the only person that was allergic to the capes. The other three guys didn't see it. But I would get an extremely deep, almost like third-degree burn on my neck.
You very rarely said it, and I would say an allergy is maybe pushing it a bit far. I would say that it just rubbed your neck slightly.
Well, you don't realise
Very slow.
those cakes are made out of peanuts, so it's quite dangerous.
We need to cut
Yeah, we are not going to obviously be able to get to a lot of you, but if you do have questions, we can probably do the peripherals and front rows. So this girl has the question in the last one. She's very sweet.
Hello, young lady.
She's very,
Hello, she has a dragon hand.
Go on, what's your question? Dragon's going to ask you. Oh, it's for Dominic.
Oh, a dragon.
A lovely gift.
You have to promise that you won't set it on fire or anything else.
Okay, I won't set it on fire. What's the dragon's name? Do you want me to take it over? Okay. You can name this dragon whatever you want.
No, I won't stand up.
Thank you. Thank
you. Always nice to get a dragon.
Yeah, you have to name it.
Oh, I have to name it. Well, since Billy likes Indian food quite a lot and sometimes breathes fire, I'll call it Billy the Dragon.
Billy the Dragon. Good, solid dragon.
Thank you, that's very sweet.
Do you guys have any questions?
Yeah,
Do you,
hands up if you've got questions.
yeah, we were trying. Yeah, we were got.
Do you have this?
Yeah.
It's a trekkie.
Hello. Yes.
Hello.
I'm long and prosper. How long are you staying with us for?
We actually have to, we're all going back on Monday. So it's a bit of a flying visit really, so we all have to... What?
You want to crash a stand up on Monday?
No, but I mean, Billy leaves very early. You're probably in the car at 5 in the morning, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm out there.
And I'm leaving around about 8 in the morning, so I don't get time.
Then can we just say tattoos?
Tattoos? Mine's kind of hidden, I'll have to take my clothes off.
So what do you look like?
As much as I'm sure this audience would love to watch them strip, we're not going to put them through that. That's absolutely fine.
Another time.
Larry, welcome to Brussels. I was wondering if you wouldn't have played your own role, which one would you have liked to play?
It's difficult because now we've seen everyone play the role, so to us everybody was perfect for the role, so it's really difficult to say, oh, I'd like to play that. So at this point, yeah, I'm sticking with Pippin.
Yeah, I agree with Billy. I think it's, you know, it's tough because everyone just smashed it out of the park so well. I think the characters that I'm drawn to as an audience member watching it are the characters that are clearly going through deep struggle. So obviously Boromir and Gollum are having a really tough time trying to decide what to do. But you couldn't think to do anything better than what Andy was showing. So I'll just leave it there.
Can I say, watching you answer something so seriously with the dragon on your hand, and you're just casually scratching your hand.
Bad itchy, isn't it?
I was given a suggestion as well, and I drew a teeth on mine.
Oh, maybe I'll do
Just,
that.
you know, because then it looks more vicious.
Yeah, lovely. I'll do that later.
Do you guys, because you know each other well, do you ever do each other's parts to each other? Do you have any lines that stick in your memory?
Well, no, not necessarily, although I am consistently asked when I'm signing stuff to sign a line that Billy said. And I said, did you realise that's not me? That's not me. And people have argued with me saying, no, that's you. You say, what about Second Breakfast? I go, no, I was in that movie. I remember what I did. Someone had me insist on me signing a Pippin model today. And I said, you do realise that's not me? Well, it is you. I'll sign it.
When you realise it's just Pippin in different disguises?
Yeah, it's okay. I don't mind being compared.
What's the most quoted line you can get back to?
I think something around the Second Breakfast line is the most common.
Yeah.
Or this, my friend, is a pint. I get that a lot.
Yeah,
It comes in pints, you know, that kind of vibe. Where's Frodo?
do you, I don't know, we're not going to ask you to do you, because like, obviously for fans, it's, everyone almost memorises that entire script. Do you guys remember your lines a lot, or is it just all one? Like,
I think I remember most of them. There was one, someone come up and asked me to do one quote, and it was a kind of random one, and I did forget that. But not on the whole, you know. I'm not going to forget what about Second Breakfast. I remember that.
Do you think that is just going to be like forever? Like these things that just follow you forever?
It'll probably be the last thing I see.
And you know it doesn't feature in the book.
I know.
It's not a line in the book, it's a line from the incredible scriptwriters where they just thought, well, of course, that's very Hobbity. They have several meals, they've stopped. They're assuming when they've stopped that they might have time to eat. And it became this kind of accidental, iconic moment. But it's not a Tolkien line, it's a Fran Walsh, Philip Boyd line.
It's incredible.
Brilliant, yeah.
Yeah, you have a question? Can you just pass the mic back to you?
I just wanted to say my kids are named Mary and Pippin, and they're just like you. Could you do the drinking song for us, please?
hills. You can combine the wagon, but the only room for the raven too comes from the green dragon.
Absolutely. I didn't think you'd go with that, but absolutely well
I
done.
didn't think it would either.
When was the last time you sang that?
Last night.
Every night. Yeah, we'll get one turn, I think, because it's so busy, sorry.
It's hot, isn't it, guys? It's hot, isn't it? We're hot. You guys must be roasting.
I was wondering, what was it like your set for around the year?
The Ride of the Road here was really special, yeah. I think, you know, Pete Jackson's an extremely talented director in all fields, but I think if you were to ask Pete what are the moments that he enjoys the most, Pete's a big fan of military, he's a big fan of wars, both fictional and historical, and I think he really was excited about that many people being on set, huge amount of the New Zealand military, obviously. And then you've got these rousing speeches by Dearborn Hill, and then obviously Miranda kind of comes into her own there. Pete was very big at explaining the Olifants to us, and how big they were, and how fast they were, and how dangerous, and barbed wire in between their tusks and stuff. And it was a long time doing the Ride of the Road here, and I think, you know, it was a good couple of weeks, if not 3 weeks or so. It was tiring, but brilliant. And also, I think a lot of people who've read the book talk about the Ride of the Road here as being one of the real strong kind of standout chapters. So I think we all knew that we were doing something that could have a chance to be very special, and it did feel like that at the time. For me personally, it was really fun for me to have that moment with Miranda. You know, watch Miranda kind of come into her own and kind of peak as a character and be there on the set and witness her do that, because Miranda's a fantastic actor, and you know, pulling off that helmet and all her hair falls down and then she stabs the witch king. It was great to see.
Hi. My question is, what was your favorite prank on set?
There was a time when Dom and Vigo were destroying each other's Winnebagos, you know, little caravans where you go and rest between shots. And it was a nice summer, and I liked sitting outside and watching them destroy each other's caravans, painting them, covering them in toilet paper. There's lots of stuff going on. I quite enjoyed that.
Like you just sat outside your caravan, just casually.
Yeah. I actually took my sofa outside, honestly, and I'd sit there with a cup of tea and just watch them come back and destroy each other's caravans. That was quite fun.
And the producers are like, we are not getting our deposits back.
Yeah, the producer actually stepped in and told me and I, in a sweet way, they were just like, hey, can you stop? Because it's fun and it's silly, but it was ramping up each time because we were trying to do each other a little bit worse and worse and worse. And eventually just kind of said, if it doesn't stop now, it's going to get to a point where it's going to get out of hand. So
You just go, what?
boom. We shook hands and that done with it, but yeah, it was fun.
We are going to let you guys get back to the convention. Unfortunately, yeah, we only have a short time with you.
I'll get up there.
And that's when we broke them. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. We're so happy here. We get a photo with all the guests in the audience behind us.
Yeah, of course, let's do it.
But yeah, you guys know what to do behind us. Good big happy faces. Yeah. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen, Bill Moore. And Nicky as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, keep that going. What a privilege. We're going to hand over.